You heard everybody? A couple of people who I follow, right, I've been doing a bit on their first aid kits just recently, right? Brilliant stuff. I was showing these the other day. These Home Guard pocket face respirators by Mad Dog Survival does a review. 1 second. It's a face protection mask. Brilliant shout, Andy, down there at Mad Dog Survival. Right, so just a little thing on first aid kits and first aid in general, right? So just a few bits to look at. So, like I say, really good shout on those masks. First aid in general, right? Gloves, 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 protect yourself. Many gloves as you can, make sure they fit you. But gloves, I think there's something with latex gloves these days. First aid changes quite a bit. Andy, that's exactly what I do, mate. And what I'm talking about there is, what Andy says is, these double zip bags, put the 2 zips in the centre, maybe extend the zip tag to use in gloved hands or injured. Just got a little flashlight on there, look. It makes opening up dead easy. And I try to do that on all of them that I could carry, you know what I mean? Or in use. And I differentiate one from the other. Do you know what I mean? So I don't get mixed up. Anyway, that's just one of those little clips. A little light, just to give you an idea. Right, your first aid kit, it can be as basic as you like. Stepping up a bit to quite a substantial one. Right, but that's the other design of respirators. CPR masks. Back when I was taught, right, I have done a refresher. But originally I was taught on the ABC of CPR, which was airways, breathing, and circulation, right? That's the way we remembered it. But CPR has changed now. The repetitions, you carry on, you carry on, you carry on. Less breaths, more reps. So, you know, it changes. But good shout out there from Andy. They're worth investing in, most definitely. And you could turn that into a couple of other little things also, couldn't you? With the one-way valve there, removable. So handy bits of kit. Right, but just on first aid kits. Right. Couple of things that I think are add-ons that are absolutely just essential. Right. And that is, in any first aid kit, at least 2 whistles. One for any casualty who can use it, one for yourself. 2 whistles are better than one. One can be signalling while the other one's getting tread. You get me? So at least 2 whistles. I've got a partial for these little wind-up torches. Right? But a crank power torch, you know it's going to work. There's no batteries to wear out. And if the battery's inside there, because it's just a rechargeable battery in there, if that did fail, the dynamo will still work. So if you switch it on and constantly crank the handle, it'll always give you light. So definitely a crank powered torch, but again, they're mechanical, so they can fail. But along with that, possibly even a battery torch, I'd have these light sticks, glow sticks. It just so happens that I get them from them, from Mad Dog Survival. Highly recommend glow sticks. Then a crank powered torch, then a battery torch with spare batteries, and at least 2 whistles. At least 2 whistles. tape, 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 gloves, 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 safety pins, safety pins, safety pins. Safety pins is just me, right? Like I say, you can go as basic as you want. There's a suture kit there, with spare sutures. I've got a couple of them knocking about. This here's to show you, see these woven triangular cotton bandages that you get in most kits these days. I prefer a cotton triangular bandage, right? Especially on my field kit, because there's a dressing right there, just like that, bang. It's a dressing, right? And you can tape that around your leg, whatever. And it's also your cotton material, right? Put it in water, make a nappy out of it, you know. It's got a lot more uses than those woven ones, right? They're a bit pricey, I give you that, right? But you don't have to stick them in every single kit. It was just your bushcraft healthy survival kit. And just on kits, right, I'm reluctant to remove anything that comes with a first aid kit. I'd rather put other stuff in, right? Saline solution, right, for washing your eyes out, right? Sometimes it's not practical to carry that, and it's, you know, it can be quite a large item, right? This is just to represent a syringe. You get a small syringe, right, and you should have fresh water with you, you know, all the time. You could use that as a wound flush, okay? If the water's been boiled, it should be clean. Alright, so if you're struggling, fit them in your kit. It doesn't have to be a big massive syringe, like I say. Even one of those kids' things for giving Calpol, you know, the little non-syringe things for dosing out Calpol, even though it's only 5 or 10 mil, right? It's still enough to flush out something out of your eye. Always carry your mirror. 2 mirrors you should carry. 2 inspection mirrors, not signal mirrors. Inspection mirrors, because then you can see all your body with 2, better than 1. Again, water, often overlooked, right? But if you can get some water in your first aid kit, some fresh water is quite a handy addition. If you can, like I say, if you can get it in. Again, like I say, I'm reluctant to remove anything that comes with any first aid kit. They seem to come with plastic tweezers these days, right? But you should replace them or add metal tweezers, right? At least 1 pair. I found these, look. They're ladies, one for the ladies. That's you, Andy. I'm only joking, pal. It's Jonah 365 Outdoors. But that's got a little torch on. You know, could be handy. But metal tweezers are preferable over plastic ones. Just on lights. Those LED lights, you shouldn't shine them in people's eyes like a doctor's torch. You need an old lamp. Just something I know, anyway. Sorry, right, and then extended stuff, right? Water purification tablets. Not necessarily to just purify water, but your cotton triangle bandages and your other cotton-based, fabric-based bandages could be washed and sterilised for extended use. Hand warmers, right? You know, you get your chill packs and everything for your burns and breaks. I'll come back to that. Burns, breaks, bleeds, breathing. It doesn't matter what season it is, right? You could have somebody who's had some entertainment with some water, right? You could be overboard on sea, fell in a river, cold, right? So it doesn't matter what season it is. In summer, or I'm not going to take hand warmers in the summer. Like I say, you could be heating somebody up who's been washed up offshore or fell in a river or whatever, right? But for warming somebody up, 3 is better than 2, right? But you get 4, there's 4 there, right? To warm somebody up quickly is 1 under each armpit, and if you can, 1 down each groin, and 1 up around the neck, right? And if you've still got more to do with that, give them 1 each in a hand to cut around the lower sides of their body, right? But groin, armpits, neck, that'll warm somebody up quite quickly, right? So they shouldn't be overlooked. But again, back to Andy, great call. Not much at all, but an exceptionally good bit of kit. And there's a little opening there, so any paramedics or ambulance brigade can come and put oxygen in it. And I would presume that's acceptable also, but that's a one-way valve. Could be handy and for other things, couldn't it? You know, but look at it. That's got great potential for other things, not just a rescue mask. A rescue mask, sorry, CPR. Right, like I said at the beginning, right? Airways, breathing, circulation. That's how I was taught to remember it, right? And I think it's called trips and falls now, right? But the 3 B's, right? Or the B's of your first aid kit. Your basic B's are bleeds, breaks, and burns, right? So you're more likely to have one of those incidents. You could cut yourself, you know what I mean? You could stop breathing, or you could burn yourself, sorry, and breathing. Yeah, I'll start again. Got that mixed up, tongue-tied. Bleeding, breathing, breaks, and burns, right? All the B's. Breathing, bleeding, breaks, and burns, right? That's really what your kit should be geared around. And you should have a personal kit also with any medication that you take, right? So again, I go by the Alert system. I've always got a little bit of boo-boo kit in my pocket, you know what I mean? A tissue, a hanky, and a couple of little plasters. And I always carry a larger boo-boo kit, but the larger boo-boo kit will have whatever I need in. But just some added extras. Definitely take on the outside survival type bushcrafting at least 1 or 2 cotton triangular bandages on top of your woven cotton triangular bandages. Your suture kit, we'll not go back over that. Plenty tape, doesn't have to be surgical tape, but plenty tape. Have a good look at them, people. Have a good look at them. Remember your training. Gloves. Protect yourself, be safe. Try to make your first aid kit accessible, right? And the only thing I would ever prescribe to anybody is if I thought they were having a heart attack or a stroke, is aspirin, right? But I do put aspirin in my first aid kits, but I'd be very reluctant to give somebody aspirin who I didn't know. Somebody in the family maybe is yes, but aspirin is good for heart attacks and strokes. Just on the head, if somebody's been concussed or banged, have a big head injury, stop the bleeding, get a couple of ice packs out and chill the head area. Apparently that works, saves a lot of brain damage. Most of all, get some of this, get some education. Knowledge doesn't weigh a thing. I'd suggest that people know 3 or 4 people on Facebook, even more. You could book yourself into a first aid course and you could all get a first aid certificate or bang up to date on the modern stuff. And I promise you, and that there is better than knowing what a tree looks like. Okay? I mean, it's good to know what a tree looks like, but first things first. Get some... It's like being a first aider, right? I've been a first aider and other things in my time, right? And you've got to be able to suss out the situation. Like if you run in a room and there's 3 casualties there, and 2 of them are screeching their head off and one's just lying there, you're not going to go to the one who screeches the loudest. Your first attention should be the person who isn't making any noise at all, because they're critical. The other 2 have got enough wind in them to screech and make noise. And just to bolster up Andy, again at Mad Dog Survival, right? It is protect yourself first, because if you go down, you can't help anybody. Check the patient, check the casualty, make sure there's no electric current going through them, there's nothing jagging through them or spiky that you could hurt yourself on, that the environment's safe. Mainly, first things first, shout for help. Make as much noise and get some help as you can. Alright? Just something else, what I think you should maybe put in your fire kit, your first aid kit, is a fire kit, box of matches, a lighter. Okay? Female sanitation is quite good for your first aid kit. Girls, everybody loves a Boy Scout. And I haven't got any out at the minute, but there's scissors in me. I was meant to get them out, I forgot Andy. He's right about the scissors and shears. Big as you can get, the toughest as you can get. But check your kit before you go out. But a good heads up there, Andy. Got myself a couple straight away, mate. As soon as I saw them. Try to make your kits accessible. Gloves, gloves, gloves. Added. Get lots of tape. Safety pins for me, but that's just me. But lots of tape. Thinking about carrying a syringe. Cotton triangular bandages. Crank torches. Chem lights. Whistles. Some way of warming somebody up quickly. Water. Metal over plastic ones preferably. Purification tablets for long-term sterilising your bandages and dressings or whatever. Right, so it's a bit gobbledygook there. I got a bit tongue-tied. Just a quick one. Good shout, that's what I was looking for, sorry. Good shout. Good shout. And like I say, I mean it, get a few of yous together. You know, get yourself on a little first aid course. It's a good investment. It's like buying a good, decent rucksack. Lasts you for a good long time. Great shout. Like I say, I'll get back to it soon.